I'm honored to invite our next reader up, Ziggy DeBerry. Really enjoy learning about Sylvester in the archives. And if they could hang with Sylvester, they'd want to talk about adornment. Welcome, Ziggy.
Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for coming. It means a lot to me and I know my fellow writers, so thank you. I have 5 pieces. They're all a little different, so please bear with me and thank you. The first one is called Why Must We Forsake Ourselves? It sorrows me how rarely I rejoice in the harrowing hand, where the horizon becomes mist and the chill has a potent bite. A pale and muted graphite crashing into a luminous luster, salt water and pine, the swaying of wheatgrass. A matchbox of guilt begins to shift in my gut, for this is merely a beautiful still, a haunting photograph, before the sky inevitably crumbles. My second one is called Wasp's Nest. There are times I feel so hollow, my chest becomes a singing bowl that chirps too loud and shaky and too fast, and the breath has a difficult time in such a rattling space. With a low hum and a heat that's just too warm and pressure that's just too firm. A thick sweater in the summer or the depth of uncertainty as you see the world below just before plummeting forward without the tracks. Putting on noise so as not to suffer the hollering silent. Running my fingers up and down my skin so I won't jump the next time I'm touched. So it won't be so blatant. I've simulated it since the day I looked around and found it had passed me by before I noticed it even came. I wish I wasn't so eager to linger at the window or the door or the phone for someone to remember that I'm here. This one is untitled, so it's called Untitled number 14. And it's the 14th thing I haven't titled. And yet, it is up to me to cut my hands on the glass of the warped memories and shattered perceptions, to rummage through the damage, to retrieve the family photo, the one time I knew the love between us was honest and tangible and real. The pictures are getting old, the same faces with the same smiles memorializing a past I can no longer access. A portrait of naivety and heart. And suddenly I'm not faced with the monsters I make out in my head, the ones capable of such pain and betrayal. No! Etched here among the burned pages and scribbled out love letters. Over here among the rubble and ash is a dream I can hold only in my hand. A photograph, proof that we were once whole, we were once family. Among the broken glass, I can still make out the faces of those I've tried my best to forget. This one is my favorite title I've ever done. It's titled, And Hugo Wallace Said to the People Passing Him By. It's the kind of thing that holds your body down and tells you to stay where you are. The kind of thing that rocks ahead into a sloppy and lazy mass that sits idle in one's skull. The kind of thing that starts your heart at full speed and goes and goes and goes while the mind doesn't work and the body doesn't move until you're so pumped with blood you're about to burst. The kind of thing that makes you scream, that cuts your tongue from a dry and sandy mouth to hold it hostage. The kind of thing you want to tell, the only thing you want to hide. A thing that kills and rots and destroys. The kind of thing that makes you believe your arms would look better scarred and scabbed, that makes the noise so loud you can only silence it with a pillow over your head. The kind of thing that creates a boxed smile and a peanut packaged laugh to disguise itself to be anything but the demon it is. that manipulates your voice and licks at your eyes. It's the kind of thing that will put you all in the ground one day. It's the kind of thing that will end you. It's the kind of thing that will end me too. And then this one's my last one. It's a little gay, so I saved it for last. It's called Sappho in the Berry Bush. So I managed a dewy arm in the needles and pines of a flourished bush reaching the sun, roots entangled deeply into earth's core. And from such a sweet spike emerged, my seething limb, my fingertips trickling with burst fruit, such a merciful caress, along my palms, along my wrists, tracing my veins and bearing the weight, fervently placing each finger along my lips, along my tongue. What delicious fruit, ripened and unfastened by the sun, dripping from my mouth, swimming with my blood, settling into my collarbones, leaving behind a bruise not yet washed up. And so, another dalliance in the fields. Thank you.